The more we look into this wide receiver class in 2019, the more I'm starting to fall in love. And today is no different with Hakeem Butler of Iowa State. We'll be taking a look at him next as our 2019 NFL Draft Profiles continue on DynastyLeagueFootball.com.
The NFL Draft Profile Series, NFL Prospects. Break it down, let's get it. People's pen and the gridiron scholar. Time to do it major. Let's see who running the field. Let's analyze the data. Yeah, let's go.
Initially heading into this whole NFL draft process, I wasn't really sold or convinced that there was any top-end talent at wide receiver. Where I'm still not totally sold, there's that one generational player. There are a lot of guys to get excited about, and today's study of topic, Hakeem Butler of Iowa State, is no different. He's just a massive freak at 6'6", makes these acrobatic circus one-handed catches. There's a lot to love about his game, but it goes beyond just the highlight reels for me. So I'm going to get into that in a moment. But, John, first, are you equally as excited as I am the more you watch Butler, or do you have reservations that he can translate his game to the next level?
The more I've watched this group of wide receivers, the more excited I am also. I agree with you. There might not be a Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, or A.J. Green at the top of this group, but there is a lot of talent. As I started my evaluation process, Andy, one of the players that I really began to like was Hakeem Butler at Iowa State. Now, I watched a lot of the Cyclones for David Montgomery, and we already analyzed him earlier in the NFL Draft Profile Series. But Hakeem Butler caught my eye this season, and what a terrific campaign he put together. He was a 2018 All-Big 12 second team and Tyler Rose Award semifinalist. He shattered the single-season school record for receiving yards and established a new mark for yards per catch at 22. He posted 600-yard receiving games and ended his campus tenure with a 28-game catch streak. Defenses could not take him out of the offensive scheme. In 2017, he logged 4 plays from scrimmage over 50 yards, 74, 67, 57, and 52. He had a very good and productive career at Iowa State. The 3 stats that I look for career in a receiver. Receptions, 110. He's leaving campus early. I would have liked to have seen him hit my benchmark of 150, but I'm okay with 110 because his yards per reception shatters it. He had 19.5, and his team catch share percentage was 31. This was an outstanding, productive receiver on campus. Now, the scouting report. You mentioned it, Andy. He's 6'6", 225-pound redshirt junior. He's an athletic power forward and an aggressive competitor. He looks to me at times like he could be playing in the NBA in the 1990s. He's a long strider who wins on deep routes. His impressive yards per target were 12.8, and he had 42% of his catches were over 20 yards. Both of those came from your outstanding new site that you have, Expand the Box Score. I love that site, Andy, and it gives you detailed analysis of receivers. He stacks opponents on vertical routes. He's stupendous back shoulder catches and is a red zone threat. He's first rate at leverage, and he boxes out defenders. He uses his size. However, what am I concerned about? He has inconsistent hands. He only had a 58% catch rate, a little bit with the freshman quarterback this year, but I do see him drop some balls. He needs to improve his technique as a pass catcher because sporadically he allows the ball into his frame. He has a limited route tree. When I looked at it, he predominantly runs 3 routes, the go, the post, and the crossing routes. So in the long term, he's going to have to expand his route tree in the NFL. Now, I think he has a wide range of possibilities. His ceiling is an all-pro, but he could just end up as a really nice backup. I have him as a second-round draft grade, Andy. Tell the listener what you like about Hakeem Butler.
When you put on the film of Hakeem Butler and you watch him, immediately what jumps out to you is he wants to block. He's very involved and he's eager. He's very physical, as you alluded to, and I'll get back to that in a moment. He had 103 targets this year, but of those, only 7 were in the red zone. So while he is a red zone threat, just you'd imagine just on the sheer size alone at 6'6", he only commanded 7 of his 103 targets in the red zone for a 1% share of the team's red zone usage. Now, he also averaged 7.9 targets per game. Only 3 times was he in double digits, but I don't think he needs to be a target hog based on what his game provides. He had a 43.6% dominator rating in his last year at Iowa State. I know a lot of people love that metric, and that is a ridiculous number. Anything over 40 is upper echelon. So that right there is something that jumps out at me. His catch radius, as you mentioned, is tremendous. I mentioned the one-hand circus catches where he looks like he has a 40-inch vertical. It's just insane. He looks like Larry Nance in the slam dunk contest. You mentioned the NBA before. He tracks the ball extremely well, can make the contested catch. He's strong, which means he's going to be able to get off jams at the line and press coverage. My only real concerns with him is if he carries the same energy for 4 quarters and if he runs every route at full speed. He can make those impossible catches. He's great in concentration in those contested situations, which will earn a quarterback's trust immediately to try him again. But he plays the game almost like it's been easy for him, laid back kind of in a way, despite all of the toughness he shows. Now, because of that toughness, I do think he can make the adjustments that are necessary for him as the game will speed up at the next level. I personally think that there's a level to his game that he hasn't yet unlocked. He's ready for the league now. Had he returned for his final year of eligibility, I think we'd be looking at him as a surefire first rounder, albeit the age would be a little bit elevated had he gone back because he's been in school for 4 years as it is, as a redshirt freshman. I agree with you. I have a second round grade on him, but I think when we look back, we're going to think maybe it should have been higher. I think there's another level that this guy can really hit before he's into his full stride as a pro, and I'm excited about Hakeem Butler and what he's going to bring to the NFL, especially with the way the game is translating. What do you think, though? He's kind of an intriguing prospect to figure out because some people will just look at the drops and the concentration levels, but I think if you add in all the toughness and just his want and his desire, I think this is something that can be coached up, and the foundation he's working with leads to a potential all-pro receiver in the NFL. Like the video, leave a comment, share it with your friends if you want. Check out expandtheboxscore.com, as John was mentioning, and check out dynastyleaguefootball.com for other great videos, podcasts, and articles. Don't forget to check out all the other players we're covering right here in our 2019 NFL Draft Profile Series.